Hey guys, welcome into the office. This is Leadersean coming at you, and I'm excited to spend just a few brief moments with you. I want to share with you real quickly my story and share with you this notion of what are the core elements of a winning strategic political campaign. You know, I started my career in politics back in the early 90s, right after I graduated college in 1989. And I really started to study politics. I really wanted to get in and make a contribution to my community. And so I had on my heart this notion that I could positively influence the quality of people's lives around me. And so I started into politics literally in 1990, and I was mentored by some really brilliant politicians and people in the industry and in the community. And I've just been really fortunate ever since then to learn some strategies that have enabled me to do a number of things. Number one, it enabled me to ultimately become a state legislator in another state in Washington. But the concepts that I used allowed me to have a transformative experience. And I'll share that with you here in just a moment. But it also allowed me to rise through the ranks of party processes, and I've been able to get elected to a number of leadership positions within parties. But I've also been able to, ever since then, be around some of the best minds on the political spectrum and to be able to help them to win their elections and to go on and really influence the quality of people's lives. And so I'm really excited to share with you my passion, and my passion comes on this side, which is the campaigning side. There's two sides to politics. There is the campaigning side and the governing side. And I, like I said, I've tested both. I've been in both. And when I stepped away from the legislature as a representative, people asked me, "Don't you really want to get into that?" And you know, that's the governing side, which there's a place for that. But I really enjoy the campaigning side. This to me is more strategy, it's more war, it's more conflict, if you will. It's communicating your message, and it's really getting what you want to get, your message from your heart into the community, and then gives you the opportunity to get out there and serve. So that's really what I've focused my life on. Now, I started back in 1990 in Colorado. In the year 2000, we moved to Washington. And I lived on this small community, rural community, and we lived on an island at the time. And so in about 2002, I started to get the bug where I wanted to get back into politics. I'd taken 2 years off and was building a business. And some things happened, and I just decided I was going to get back into politics. Literally 2 years later, I'm living on an island. I don't know anybody in this community. I was appointed to serve out the term of a state senator who left, and I became a state legislator when that legislator took the senator seat. Now, a lot of people in the media said, "Who is this guy, and how did he get from no name recognition whatsoever to becoming the state representative?" Well, that's what I'm going to share with you. I've held these secrets before. I've never shared them with anybody other than my paying clients. But I'm going to release these to you right now. And so here's what I'm going to do. You've come to this website and you're looking for some information specifically on how do you build a winning campaign and what's the difference between a winning campaign and a strategic winning campaign. And so I'm really going to focus on that specifically and share that with you. And what I'm going to do is give you a free series of videos to help you understand what these are. So let's talk real quickly about what those elements are. Essential element number one, I'm going to use my trusty whiteboard here, is you've got to become the right person. This is critically important because the right person, you've got to have a message match and a market match. You've got to really be the right person that can represent your community. And if you've got the right person, and if you are that right person, and here, by the way, when it comes to right person, I'm really thinking here of someone with a value-added mindset, someone who's willing to get in and contribute to the community in which they live. That value-added mindset is critically important. And also here, as the right person, someone who's capable of handling the challenges, the frustrations, the joys, and all of the stuff that comes with governing and working with people who have different views, different opinions, etc. So the right person, there's an awful lot that goes into that, a lot more than what meets the eye. We're going to talk about that in video session number one. In video session number two, we're going to talk specifically about the right message. Messaging is important. At the end of the day, ideas matter. Your message matters. And you've got to be able to get your message across to the electorate in a compelling and consistent and congruent fashion. We're going to spend a lot of time on getting your message right, because without a good message, your campaign is going to fail. It's very important. And you got to be able to contrast with your opponent as well. Now we're going on to essential element number 3 in our core series here, and that is the right person has to have that right message targeted to the right audience. It's critically important that you focus on those people who are going to vote for you. You're not worried about the other folks that are on the other team. They're not going to vote for you. And so you don't want your message going out to them. You don't want to expend any energy on trying to convert someone who doesn't vote, for example. They're not going to vote. So don't go converting them, wasting time, energy, and resources. But secondarily, you don't want to be trying to convert somebody who doesn't really share your value system. So you really want to focus on a targeted audience, the right message to the right targeted audience. And here comes essential element number 4. And guys, I'm using the whiteboard. I have these stickies, but they don't stick very well to my whiteboard, so I had to use some tape. So we take the right person with the right message, the right targeted audience at the right time. This is so critically important because, number one, the time in history. Your ideas have to fit with the times. But secondarily, there is a campaign timeline that starts the moment you start thinking you want the position all the way up until election night. And you want your campaign to peak at the right time. And you want to get through the party processes at the right time in order to have a successful and strategic winning campaign. So we're going to talk about that. What are those elements? How do we do that? How do you make that happen? How do you put all those pieces together? That's basically what we're going to do in this first 4. Now we go on to number 5, and we're going to talk specifically about the right media and the right mediums. Guys, obviously you know that you're going to communicate with people, you're going to talk to people, you're going to sell your message on television and on the radio. You're probably going to do some direct mail, whether it's postcards or letters, but you're also going to be accessing the internet, and you're going to be building up a fan base using social media. There are some pitfalls that you want to avoid and be aware of, and we're going to cover that in session number 5 when we talk about the right media, the right mediums, and how do you create a compelling message that creates community and continuity, etc. Ultimately, all of these elements, what we're trying to establish in the eye of the voter is we're trying to create you, the candidate. We're trying to make sure that you are someone that the people can get to know, like, and trust. Trust is a big one because right now the trust index for politicians is extraordinarily low. It's at an all-time low, hovering around 11%. And so we want to have all these core elements in place, and that helps build up the trust factor. And so what happens is when we do build up that trust factor, we're able to attract the right people. I always say, together each accomplishes more. You've heard that. Teamwork makes the dream work, and that's exactly what we want in campaigning, because no one makes it to success alone. It just doesn't happen. And so you want good people around you. You want a good team of advisors around you, people like me who have years and years of experience out in the field of knowing what works and what doesn't work, especially if you put a lot of your own money into your campaign, which you probably will. But more importantly, you're going to put a lot of your time and your energy and your effort and your emotions, and you're asking others to give the same. You want to make sure that you win. And so you want to have all these right elements together and the right people on board that can help you get to the mountaintop where you want to be. And then last but not least, this most critical element, and this is the one everybody talks about, right? You've got to have the right amount of money. Folks, in the bottom line, in today's day and age, it costs you, literally, if you're running for president, you're going to spend almost $1 billion just to get that position. And so it is unquestioning, whatever. It takes a lot of money to get elected. You know this. And so we have, and I literally spend a day in the Pathways to Power strategy series where I teach folks, literally we spend a full day on various ways to raise money. In session number 7, we're going to talk about those strategies, those systems that I use to help raise enough money for you to win your election. So you really want to win your election. And you want to do it strategically. Now, strategically means this, that you position yourself as the only logical choice in the eyes of the voter, for the position that you desire. So if you're running for governor, you want to be the only logical choice for that position. The way we do it is the right person with the right message, targeted to the right audience at the right time, using the right medium and media, and getting the right people around us to help us reach out, get enough money that we need to get the amplify our message, get it out there so that people get to know you, like you, and trust you enough to vote for you on election night. So here's what I've got. I've got these videos for you. Why do you want them? Because this is going to help you win. Number one. Number two, it's going to help you raise money. It's going to help you get your message down. It's going to help you go from where you're at today to where you want to be, whether it's on the national scene or at the local scene. You're going to become, if you will, a rock star in your district, because you're going to get to be so well known for having strategically orchestrated a very smooth, powerful, and winning campaign. That's what I've got. That's why you should get this. And here's what you got to do next. What I want you to do is put your name and your email in, and boom, you're plugged in. And we'll send you the 7-step video series, and you'll get those live where I'm literally teaching you each one of these 7 core elements. So I appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us here, and I look forward to seeing you on the inside.